Okay. Hello everyone. My name is Angus, but you guys probably all know me as Rabbit Squirrel. Creator of Escaping Death and now more recently The Hunter. And I've gotten some suggestions recently to make a tutorial or two on some of the more advanced stuff. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. Well, I wouldn't really call it advanced, but yeah, you get the picture. Anyway, so um, first thing off the bat would be probably grouping and moving large amounts of objects. People have, well, some people have struggled with this, others have got it right off the bat, but it's actually fairly simple. So the thing you're going to want to start with is maybe test it out on this example map that they gave us just to use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up, or I'm going to select everything on the example map, like so, excluding the environment probe, because if you add the environment probe to a group, then you've got a little bit of a problem on your hands, because then the global environment probe doesn't work anymore and you have to regenerate it. So you just unselect it, leave it there, that's fine. Everything else now you can put in a group. So we're going to make the group, just name it large group. Problem solved. Now it is all just one big entity, which we can move around as we so please. Left, right, up, down, back and forth, under the water, above the water, you know, just stuff like that. And then if you want to just lock the group so that you can't open it and delete stuff inside, you just say save and close. So let's just... Okay, so now I'm just gonna put this back somewhere relatively same place it was when we started. Let's just make sure it's above the water. Okay, that should do it. Okay, so that's when you want to move big groups of objects around, and then to just get everything back to how it was previously, if you don't want it in one big group like this, you just go back to the group, you click open, and then you select everything that's inside the group, select it all like so, and move to group main. That just puts it all back in the other side, and you should be left with non-empty selection. You can save and close that and then delete it. Okay, okay, yeah, so next thing that's been on the list, guys would like to see how fog works, how FX emitters work, and how you get sound and everything going. So let's just start with fog because it's by far the simplest. You can change the weather settings and the time of day using the Varlist, which is, it'll be up here on your toolbar over there, or underneath window you can access it there, or it should by default be on the right side, you know, where your attributes, objects, etc, go. So when you open it up here, it defaults at, I think, 0.22. I'm not sure if I've messed around with it a bit, but as far as I'm aware, it defaults at 0.22. So now to change the weather, it's easy, slider. This far right puts it at heavy rain with fog involved, and left of 0.22 makes it progressively foggier, and full being you can barely see anything, as demonstrated over here. So that's fog out of the way. Second thing, damn, I hate when it does that. Okay, second thing is now FX emitters. Those are not too complicated, about as complicated as anything else with this program. So you're going to want to go up to object types under the assets list and select an FX little thing, weird object spikes coming out of it. Just place one, elevate, decrease the elevation, etc. as you want to. Now the kicker here is you're gonna have to go into attributes to modify the FX type. So I want to make this helicopter, burning helicopter, so I rate the best one for that would be this one. Anyway, so FX emitters in a nutshell, very easy. If you're not seeing the actual FX showing up, it's probably well, in the editor. I mean, you'll always see it in game. It's probably because you've disabled the test. The test function allows you to actually visually see it while you're in the editor. So just keep your eye out on that one. And of course there's a whole variety of effects. I mean, you can make explosions happen, you know, all of that kind of stuff. Pretty much anything you need to create some really cool things. Okay, so that's FX. Let's jump onto sound emitters quick. They're not too hard as well. Pretty much the same story as FX emitters. Place one down, elevate, um, you know, ascend, descend, whatever you need to do with it. Open up your attributes again. Now there's a whole bunch of options and sounds. A lot of it I haven't figured out yet. But just to get yourself, just to get you started quick, you're going to want to pop into sound name, because that's the sound emitter sample. That's what you'll be hearing in game. And let's just say let's get some music. And now you will hear this in game, but you're not going to hear it now again because the test hasn't been ticked in. The second I tick in the test, you start hearing the music play. It's as simple as that. And there's again a variety of sounds. I mean, you can have, for example, just the sound of wind. You can have the sound of rain. You just need to find it in there, etc., etc. The thing with sound emitters is that the further away you get from it, the less sound you hear. And I think sound boxes will work better, but I haven't had a lot of time to run around with them. But if I suggest you just play around with these things, because it'll be much the same getting a sound box working if it doesn't get sound. Okay. Now the next thing on the list would be dynamic lighting. So the devs covered this a little bit in one of their tutorials. They just show you how to create a basic lamp, how the daylight cycle on lamps work, and also how to create shadows. And they also covered environment probes, which like change up the lighting here, there, and everywhere for different lighting situations. The global environment probe is what makes the shadows so light, so you can see like this now. So what I've done is I've modified a group, like I showed you how to make groups earlier. I've modified this house with no interior to become a house with an interior. It's a very small interior, basic interior. I'm not going to stress the details. But now that we've got this interior on the house working, I can show you the different aspects of environment probes and how they can change lighting indoors and outdoors. So I'm just going to open this up quick so I can modify lights inside so we can actually see. Okay, so that's now open. Let's get an environment probe. Now the thing with environment probes is you actually have to shape them to the interior that you want to make. You can't just place it down and let it do all the work for you. There is a way of doing that, but I've been informed by the devs that it's not a foolproof way, and it'll cause problems later on. So rather just do it this way. Use multiple environment probes for interiors and shape them exactly to the size or like the size of the interior. The thing is, if a bulk of it's on the interior and it makes everything dark, if you still got patches on the outside like you see over there, you're going to get very dark spots outside, which just doesn't look natural. So what we're going to do here is shape the interior quick, get it so that it goes wall to wall on the inside, but it's not sticking out on the outside. Same this way around. It's not there. Okay, so now we've got it shaped to this little interior, and we're gonna raise it a bit so it goes all the way up to the ceiling as well. Actually, I think I'm gonna raise it all the way so it gets those windows in as well. Okay, there we go. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna generate environment probes. They explain how to do this during the dev tools tutorials as well, but just for a refresh, it's unvalidate and build and generate environment probes. Okay, so now you guys can see that the environment probe has gone and made the interior super dark. You can't see anything in here. If I pull out a little bit of light here, you can see that the interior is still here. It's just really freaking dark. Okay, so that's one part of dynamic lighting. The other part here is setting up a little lamp. What I'm going to do is, because it's always dark in here, we don't need to make it dependent on the day-night cycle. So you can change the skin over here, make it bulb on, so you get that light shining effect. And then we modify the light to spot shadow. Turn it up a little bit. Extend the size, try and shape it to the room. Let's try and get the whole floor included. There we go. I'm gonna try and fit it to the room. Okay, so now the thing is, we don't want the light leaking out of the sides, because that'll just be problems for us. But in the meanwhile, we've got this set, and let's get it a nice kind of warm glow. So yeah, there we go, that's warmer. Okay. And then basically all we got to do is we got to select each item in here and set it to be able to cast shadows. And the nice thing about the tools now is, or about the tools just in general, is it lets you select multiple items. So here I've selected pretty much everything inside the room, and then you can just modify the fields altogether. So bam, cast shadows, and there you have it. We've got objects that are now casting shadows with dynamic light from in here. Another thing is that, see, the room's still very dark, and it doesn't seem real almost. It doesn't seem right. If you'd walk into a room, it wouldn't just be light coming down. The bulb emits kind of in a circle. So what we're going to do is we're going to put down another light and make it omni. Do that, don't want that. And then what we do is we move it up closer here, so it's kind of like the light is emanating, giving the room a whole kind of glow. And the nice thing about lights as well is you can, or the attributes tab, is you can actually copy the color of the light. So it's like 255, 219, 183. So you just go and modify it to be the same. So 255. Damn it, I've forgotten it already. 219, 183. There we go. Okay, there we go. Now we got the warm light. Let's get this in. It's omni light to the middle of the room. Okay, extended it. See, now that's more like it. That's kind of the light you want. There we go. So now you're not seeing anything weird from the outside, and it's, if you go inside now you've got a nice dark room on the inside. You got your lights working, and as I said before, because it's always going to be dark in that room now with the environment probe, you don't need to make the light day-night cycle dependent. So you can just leave it like so, and it will give you the right kind of look for your room. Okay. I think that might be everything. Oh, yes, of course. So animation. I was also asked to do animation, and it's not exactly the easiest thing to do in the world, but it is rather simple. I don't know. Let's just place down a basic object so I can show you how to animate it. Okay, yeah. Let's just do this barrel. Okay. So. Oh wait, no, that's an exploding object. That's not gonna work. Just place a quick mesh. There we go, barrel. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is change. The first thing we're gonna do is change the class of the barrel to actor. I think actor DI is the correct one. So you just change the thing first, and then you leave it like so. Now what we do is we go and create a new movie, and we okay. So now this is going to be rather unfamiliar. Up top here we've got the different camera types. I'm not entirely sure what all of this does yet, but what I can tell you is how to get the objects to move around. So you go down here to the third tab. I think for you guys, because I've modified mine a little bit, I think for you guys your third tab will be like that small. So rather just extend it up and then add an actor. Oh wait, this is not the right kind of actor. Hold on. Switch it to regular actor. Let's see if we can find it. No, there we go. Okay, so it's not actor DI, it's regular actor. And now you'll be presented with three things: position, rotation, and scale. Now, these can be modified depending on how you would like your object to move. If you want it to move to the left and get bigger, or move to the right and get bigger, or up and get smaller, down and get bigger, you know, anything you basically want to do, and then rotate left, right, up, down. You can use it for making helicopters fly past or jets going over. It's basically limited by your imagination. So what we're going to do here is we're going to add another key. So that's another position key. And there we go. That's the point that it's at now. And then as far as I'm aware, it's V. Oh wait, no, it's not this. It's X, Y, and Z axis. So that there basically changes depending on which direction you want it to go. So we're only going to want to modify one of the axes for now, just to keep it basic. So we're just going to add keys for the other two. No, I don't want that key. And that one as well. Get them to all line up with each other. So now we're going to leave the rotation and the scale the same for now. So when the movie progresses that far, how far is it in the movie? Let's check. That's 1.7 seconds. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're just going to change the F point. Let's just make it 8. Okay. So now what's going to happen is when the movie progresses, so the barrel moves. It's as simple as that. It's not a lot of work to be done. And now if you want to play it as it was happening, so let's just go like this, and look, there the barrel moves over. Not too much to be done. It's actually fairly simple. Now the last thing here would be declaring the movie, and I don't know if there's another way of doing it, but the only way I know of declaring one of these movies would be to do it through a quest. So let's just close the movie, open it up. Okay, so that's movie 1. So it's just for quest sake, it's now called movie 1. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to move this the second go-to point. It's part of the basic quest. I'm going to move it here, and I'm going to get the movie for the barrel to move to play when I get to this go-to point. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up example quests. This is the go-to thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to make it okay. So basically, if you're not familiar with quest scripting, I suspect you, or I suggest that you guys should go and check out the Dying Light dev team's tutorials on how to do it. It's fairly simple. Well, the quest everyone's making right now is still fairly simple. We haven't gone into the complex stuff because we're all still learning. But basically, this is how you play the movie. So let's just save, compile, check that there's nothing wrong. Okay, that's fine. This is all good. Now, this next part I will show to you in a moment. For interest's sake, I've come back to this point. We've tested it, works, it's awesome, yay. Thank you all for watching. I'm hoping this helped a whole bunch of you guys get better with your quests, with your making of missions. And if you want more of this, I'm always willing to do it. Just leave a comment in the comment section and I'll see what I can do. Thank you all for watching. This is Squirrel signing out.